So my name's Aliana Good. I am the secretary of the Republican Club. I'm also the treasurer for our Young Republicans group that we have in Jefferson County. Mr. Representative, are you paying attention? Thank you. So I'm going to introduce Hunter here. He's going to be our moderator. We also have Parker Evans. She is going to be doing our timekeeping. So every candidate will have 2 minutes, and Hunter will explain this more in just a second. But she'll be keeping the time. And then Hunter's got the rules, and then we'll start off with the District 97. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hunter Williams. I will be your moderator for today's event. Thank you guys all for coming out. We appreciate it. Again, I'm going to sit down and go over the rules for each debate we have today. Each candidate will receive 2 uninterrupted minutes to answer each question. All candidates seeking the same office will be asked the same questions. Candidates should answer these questions being asked and use their allotted time to explain their qualifications, priorities, and vision for the office. Please treat fellow candidates, moderators, and attendees with courtesy and professionalism. Personal attacks, inflammatory remarks, or commentary unrelated to questions being asked are not permitted from candidates or spectators. There will be no public comment or public questions. We encourage spectators to ask questions to candidates during our breaks or after the debate. We will now start our debate for House District 97. Both candidates for House District 97 were invited this evening, David Robertson and David Castile. David Robertson could not make it this evening. That being, we have David Castile. Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We will start off with our first question. If elected, what would be your top legislative priority for the 97th District? And why do you believe it is the most pressing issue facing your constituents?
Well, I think the biggest priority of mine is just to keep the legislative block together. We've got a strong delegation from Jefferson County that works together to amend legislation that would affect us negatively. We have good relationships with the bill sponsors, the other representatives, and the senators, which is super important to have those relationships in order to offer our opinion on how a bill might affect us adversely. And so we can work together to get that amended, work together to bring resources to Jefferson County, and work together to stay unified. That's important because I've seen representatives from other counties, other districts not working together, working opposed to each other, and I think that is bad for the constituency. So I think the constituency is going to benefit the most from a unified delegation in the Capitol.
Missouri has maintained a strong fiscal position in recent years. How would you balance responsible budgeting and taxpayer relief while continuing to fund essential state services and infrastructure?
That's a good question. No, I do not want to rip the Band-Aid off any services that are being offered. I think that those services should be audited properly to make sure that the money and the resources are being used accordingly and efficiently. But yeah, we're going to be facing some tougher times now that the COVID money has dried up, and I would take a hard look at the tax credits that are being offered. I think there's 330 corporate loopholes that should be taken a look at and see if those don't need to be closed. But yeah, I mean, the services definitely need to be audited so that we can confirm that the money is being used appropriately.
The 97th District includes communities with diverse needs and perspectives. How would you ensure all constituents feel represented, including those who may disagree with you on certain issues?
That's also a good question. You know, everybody's welcome in my office. We take it very seriously. A challenge or a trial is a challenge for all, not just one of a certain mind. And so we bring those people into our office. We talk to them about the challenges. We talk to them about the proposed solutions. And if I'm not able to help directly, then I'm going to introduce them to someone who can. It's really about navigating the environment and having the relationships ahead of time to know who's best to introduce that constituent to if there's something they need that I can't help them with.
Many of the challenges facing local communities require cooperation between state and local government. How would you work with county officials, municipal leaders, and other legislators to deliver meaningful results for the 97th District?
Well, I already have a great relationship with nearly all of the elected officials at the county level. I look forward to continuing to maintain that relationship with the county executive, whoever that might be, the entire county council. It's important to work together, and it's important for a unified delegation at the county level just as much as it's important for a unified delegation at the state level. And so working together with those folks and understanding what their needs, what their asks, and what their wishes are is going to be the best way for us to attack that in a unified front from the state and county level. But we would look forward to meeting with those folks regularly to make sure that both the state delegation and the county delegation are both marching in the same direction.
Thank you for answering today's questions. We will now give you 3 minutes to wrap up.
Well, you know, I'm a lifelong resident of Jefferson County. My mom raised me here. I still live in the same house I was raised in. We're about to move, so we're moving from a small house that I grew up in to a little bit larger house down the same street that I live on. My son is being raised here. We're getting married in Jefferson County on September 18th, so I'm finally going to be made an honest man as far as politicians go. So I just want to say that, you know, I'm a business owner. I've lived here my whole life. I love this community. Being a business owner gives you a unique set of skills and experiences, such as leading a team, interviewing applicants, producing results, casting a vision so that that team can follow, listening and weighing the needs of your customers and your employees as balanced as possible. I've been doing that for 24 years, got into the real estate business, started to try to provide affordable housing in South St. Louis City. Been doing that since 2016, and all of these things require a balanced set of skills, whether it be dealing with the insurance industry, dealing with the banking industry, dealing with the Department of Revenue, Department of Labor, paying your taxes, investing wisely, and doing risk analysis, which is all the things we already do in the Capitol. So 2 years ago, I was asked to be the chairman of the Commerce Committee, and running the Commerce Committee is a lot like running my own business. We're comparing the cost and the risk and the return on that proposal, and we're doing a really good job. I mean, we cut the capital gains tax to 0 2 years ago. That was through the Commerce Committee. We take a look at the impact of that tax versus the return on the investment. And, you know, investment services is one of our larger economies inside of our greater Missouri economy. So we want to make sure to continue to provide growth opportunities, workforce development opportunities. This year we passed the Pell Grants for certification programs, which is a shorter run to employment from high school or community college. You can use federal dollars to get into a certification program, and it looks like certification programs might be the way to go as the technology, software, AI, and other things change. So, you know, I'm just going to continue to do what I've always done, represent Jefferson County as best as I can in the Capitol, raise the bar, and set a good example.
Thank you so much, David Castillo, for coming out this evening. We appreciate you answering the questions at this debate. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are going to try to stay on schedule as much as possible today, so we will start the next debate for House District 114 at 1:30.
middle of a sunny day, dreaming far away, dreaming on my pillow in the morning. Never been away, hey, never seen a day break, leaning on my pillow in the morning light. Ho, 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 it's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so. It's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so. Ho, 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 it's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so. It's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so.
I saw her today. I saw her face. It was a face I loved, and I knew I had to run away, get down on my knees and pray that they'd go away, but still they begin. Needles and pins, because of all my pride. The tears I gotta hide. Oh, I thought I was smart. I'd won a heart, didn't think I'd do. But now you see, she's worse to him than me. Let her go ahead and take his love instead. And one day she will see just how to say please and get down on her knees. That's how they begin. She'll feel those needles and pins, hurting her, hurting her. Why can't I stop and tell myself I'm wrong so wrong? Why can't I stand up and tell myself I'm strong? Because I saw her today. I saw her face. It was a face I loved, and I knew I had to run away, get down on my knees and pray that they'd go away, but still they begin. Needles and pins, because of all my pride. The tears I gotta hide. Oh, needles and pins. Needles and pins, 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 needles and pins.
Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we just stopped trying. And it's too late, baby, now it's too stay together, don't you feel it too? Still, I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. But it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it, something inside has died and I can't hide and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, 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 no. It's too late, now, darling. It's too late.
No, I can't forget the seeing your face as you leave, but I guess that's just the way the story goes. You always smile, but in your eyes your sorrow shows. Yes, it shows. No, I can't forget tomorrow when I think of all my sorrow. When I had you there, but then I let you go. And now it's only fair that I should let you know that you should know. I can't live if living is without you. I can't live. I can't give anymore. I can't live if living is without you. I can't give. I can't give anymore. Well, I can't forget this evening or your face as you leave me, but I guess that's just the way the story goes. You always smile, but in your eyes your sorrow shows. Yes, it shows.
I got on Facebook and saw that. I was like, that's good. We're getting a lot of comments.
Not really.
No?
That's okay. Got it from watching.
It's good to hear. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Did you guys have your logos and stuff up? So just give a little shout out. Thank you.
I must have been through about
we have the allotted time slot for District 114 from 1:33 to 2 o'clock. Candidate for House District 114, David Broach, had something come up on his way here. He is going to be here soon, so as long as he's here in his allotted time slot, we will have a chance for him to speak. Thank you. We will now be starting the debate for House District 114. Again, we invited both candidates for this position. Ann Maloney, candidate for House District 114, could not make it. So we have candidate for District 114, David Broach. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you. Good to be here.
State representatives must balance the needs of their district with policies that affect all Missourians. How would you approach these decisions when the interest of your district and the state may not fully align?
Well, the district comes first. The voters that I represent, their priority. But I'm sure that we can balance those needs. It's really pretty simple. You just do the right thing.
As the 114th district continues to grow, what indicators would you use to determine whether that growth is benefiting residents and strengthening local communities?
Well, there's a considerable number of economic studies that we can use to measure the success of the growth and the value of the economy. And of course, I think one of the more important things is keeping youth in our area. A lot of our kids are moving away because there's no jobs here. So we need to work on having jobs. Can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes. If elected, which committees in the Missouri House would you most like to serve on? And how would those assignments help you better represent the interest of 114th District?
Well, I think number one is highway and transportation. We need to get these road projects finished. And then banking, because that involves a variety of economic issues. And of course, budget, and Appropriations, which I served on all of those committees except for banking in the 90s.
At the end of your first term, what accomplishments would you hope constituents point to as evidence that you were an effective advocate for the 114th district?
Well, the growth of jobs and the economic impact that I think we can have on this community, particularly Festus and Crystal City. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of growth in jobs and a better economic status.
Thank you so much for coming out this evening. We will give you 3 minutes to wrap up.
Okay, well, I certainly appreciate getting to be here today, and I appreciate the opportunity to represent particularly the Republican Party. As we see across the nation, many people that are not Republicans are starting to run as Republicans because the Democratic Party is deteriorating tremendously. And so we're seeing a lot of people who are not true Republicans, who are not true conservatives. And we need to maintain our Constitution of the United States as well as the Constitution of the state of Missouri. And that's going to be one of my priorities. Thank you very much for having me here today. I appreciate getting to represent you.
Thank you so much, Candidate David Broach. Again, as I said at the beginning, we encourage spectators to ask questions to candidates during our breaks or after the debate. That will wrap up our debate for candidates for state representative. We will move on to County Council District 1 at 2 p.m. Thank you.
I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you. You're the only one I care enough to hurt about. Maybe I'm a crazy, but I just can't live without your loving and affection, giving me direction, like a guiding light to help me through my darkest hour. Lately I'm a praying that you'll always be a staying beside me. Used to be my life was just emotions passing by, feeling all the while I never really knowing why. Lately I'm a praying that you'll always be a staying beside me. Used to be my life was just emotions passing by. Then you came along and made me laugh and made me cry. You taught me why. Baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you. Oh, it took so long to find you, baby, baby, I'ma want you. Baby, I'ma need you.
Impressions outside. My heart beats alive. I cannot think, but you know I can hide. Underneath this moon, caught in here with you. Let's take it up, yeah. Let's make it right. Sails overhead, like in all the books that we've read, cutting tight to where the sun sets. Just a hint of her love lights the whole land above. White corals are the things that we dream of. Things that we dream of. Take me to the Maldives.
a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. What a terrible thing to lose.
Make 'em believe this is what you can see from your worst day.
I'm taking a dive.
I'm moving in line, then you look back in time to the first day.
I'm taking.
And you and your sweet desire. Don't you do it, don't you do it.
Higher and higher, baby. It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. What a terrible thing to lose. I'm taking a dive. On the stairs.
Taking a dive, 'cause you can't help the slide floating downstream.
I'm taking a dive.
Oh, so let her go. Don't start spoiling the show. It's a bad dream.
I'm taking.
And you and your sweet desire.
Don't you do it, don't you do it. Higher and higher, baby. It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. What a terrible thing to lose. It's a living thing. It's a terrible thing to
Ah, crackling Rosie, get on board. We gonna ride till there ain't no more to go. Taking it slow. Lord, don't you know? Have me a time with a poor man's lady, hitching on a twilight train. Ain't nothing here that I care to take along. Maybe a song. Sing when I want. Don't need to say please to no man for a happy tune. Oh, I love my rosy child. You got the way to make me happy. You and me, we go in style. Crackling rose, your store-bought woman. But you make me sing like a guitar humming. So hang on to me, girl, the song keeps running on. Play it now, play it now, play it now, my baby. Crackling rose and make me smile. Girl, if it lasts for an hour, well, that's alright. 'Cause we got all night. Set the world right. Find us a dream that don't ask no questions, yeah. Oh, I love my rosy child. You got the way to make me happy. You and me will go in style. Crackling rose, your store-bought woman. But you make me sing like a guitar humming. So hang on to me, girl, the song keeps running on. Play it now, play it now, play it now, my baby. Crackling rose and make me smile. Girl, if it lasts for an hour, well, that's alright. 'Cause we got all night.
set the world right. Find us a dream that don't ask no question. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye, bye. LA's fine, the sun shines most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm trees grow and rents are low, but you know, keep thinking about making my way back. Well, I'm New York City born and raised, but nowadays I'm lost between two shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I am, I cried. I am, said I. And I am lost and
We have 2 minutes left until we start County Council District 1 debate. Again, we have 2 minutes. We would like to give a shout out to Livestream STL Studios for live streaming the event today. We want to thank them. Ray Halberg does a great job with all of that, and his beautiful wife's here today putting on a show. So we thank you so much.
How's it going? Good. How are you? Good. I need a stool to get up here, people. Jesus. So, Michael, so my wife can get in the car. Yeah. And she has little steps by the bed. Yeah. She likes to climb to 11. Yeah. Up here. Checkity check. Can you hear me?
You got him, Brad?
Hold on. There we go.
There we go. All right, thank you guys so much for coming out. We will now start the Jefferson County Council District 1 debate. We have with us today candidate John Parker and candidate Stumpy Durham. Thank you so much for coming out today. So we will go back and forth. We're going to have John Parker start with the first question, answer the first question. After his time is up, Stumpy, you will go on to answer the question. Second question, you will answer first, and he will answer second. Make sense? Thank you guys so much. Jefferson County has many competing needs, but limited resources. What would be your top 3 budget priorities and why?
All right. Great question, but before we get started, I'd like to point out people in Crawford and Reynolds County, they're having a rough go of it. So Red Cross, Salvation Army, do what you can to help those people and keep them in your prayers, because what happened yesterday, and it's still going on, is really terrible. So priorities for the county. Public safety is first. And public safety covers quite a bit. Certainly law enforcement, first responders have to be fully funded, have to be able to do what they need to do to help our people. Second would be infrastructure, which is also public safety. Roads, bridges, infrastructure, make sure the roads are good. Snuffy and I live on that Highway 30 corridor, and I was in the military for 21 years. I've seen a lot of silly things, and the bravest people I see are those people that are the first ones through a green light. So we need to make sure that corridor and our infrastructure is safe, whether that's acceleration lines, changing the waiting periods and the length of the stoplights. The last thing is transparency, making sure that whatever the council does is open and out there. Democracy dies in the dark, so people can do it. Anyone can pick up the leader and say, oh, here's what happened. People need to be able to pick up the leader or get their information for whatever they need to do so that their voice can be heard before a decision is made, so that they can have some meaningful input into what is happening. So those are the top three, I guess, priorities for me, and doing it all with integrity and accountability.
Thank you. Now on to Richard Stumpy Durham.
Well, like John said, it's obvious safety is a huge concern on Highway 30. I've actually talked a little bit with Brian Haskins, our sitting county council person there, and he's done a lot with MoDOT, and they're doing a lot of different traffic studies right now to figure out what the best way to go. But I do feel like a lot of the people in this room that travel Highway 30, one of the biggest problems is just paying attention and getting off your phone. We're all in a rush. We don't need to, we can wait 30 more seconds or 10 more seconds just to get through that light and pay attention. Second of all, infrastructure. We cannot grow until we have the infrastructure in place. So as far as budgeting, we need to have a balanced budget, but we need to spend money in the right places. So a lot of our infrastructure is already deteriorating, our water lines, our sewer lines. If you even have public water and sewer, everything's old. So we've got to bring that stuff up to date before we can start to really grow and see economic development continue to grow in our community. Because right now we're at a deficit. We're at an all-time low at just over 1% in our area. And then the other is definitely making sure that our first responders are fully funded. I've met with Chief Frank from Burns Mill Police Department and Chief Jamie Gwynn multiple times now, and these people have got to have the equipment and the personnel to be able to do the job. When you have an emergency, if we only have maybe 2 ambulances on staff and we're calling out from Eureka or Fenton or somewhere else, that's just a time delay. Let's get all of our emergency services fully staffed so that we're ready to go at the drop of a hat.
Thank you. You will now answer this first question. As Jefferson County continues to grow, what public safety challenges do you anticipate, and how would you address them?
Well, obviously it's Highway 30. I mean, every single day there's another accident. I mean, and again, we've met with MoDOT. There's traffic studies going on. I don't know what the real answer is, but we need to get to the bottom of it sooner than later. I feel like a lot of the problem on Highway 30, in my opinion, distracted driving, number 1. 2, we have very much inconsistent intersections. In one spot, you might have a 30-foot long approach ramp to get on the highway, and then another one you got seems like 2 miles. So when we have outsiders come into our county and we have all these inconsistencies and the deteriorating roads, the potholes, I mean, even just where you go on Highway 30 just to get off to go to Carroll Park at our place, you have to slow down to make the turn, and you almost can't because it is so rough. So those are the areas that if we can get a balanced budget where we can spend the money in the right places, and I feel like Highway 30 corridor has been the forgotten corridor in this county for far too long, and that's the biggest thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention, is bring some of the money from outside in.
Thank you. And now John Parker. You should be good now.
No?
There you go.
How about now?
Good.
Okay. Yeah, the light turned red.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, would you repeat the question for me?
Yes. As Jefferson County continues to grow, what public safety challenges do you anticipate, and how would you address them?
clearly, the Highway 30 corridor is a big deal. This ties into infrastructure. You know, how many people were shocked? Shocked might be the wrong word for it. When they closed down Highway 44 in the city because of a pothole and the infrastructure problems there. We're going to have those same problems here: potholes, broken mains, that kind of thing. And
Hold the mic like this.
okay. And so that infrastructure ties into public safety as well. So we need to make sure everything is set up, that things are safe. That I mean, it's part of development too. When a new piece of development comes in, and we need development to grow the economy, you know, whether it's commercial or residential, but that stuff needs to support itself. It needs to bring in enough money, and if it needs more roads, wider roads, better intersections, that development has to provide that. Nothing that we do should jeopardize the safety of our community. New is great. We need to grow the tax base, but anything new needs to be in and of itself supported by what they do, as opposed to draining the resources of the surrounding community. That's not right. It's not fair. It's not equitable.
Thank you. Now on to the third question, which you will start with. How should the county council prioritize investments in roads, infrastructure, and utilities to support future growth without placing unnecessary burdens on the taxpayers?
Well, I've almost halfway answered that already. Clearly, public safety is first. New development, new growth has to, if we need new police, new fire equipment, whatever. I'm not asking for a new condo complex to buy fire trucks, but they have to have enough in there to contribute to do what it is they need to do to make sure they're not a drag on the economy. Same thing with the infrastructure, the streets, the lights. You know, another thing I worry about is flooding. Every square foot of impervious surface that we build adds to a runoff problem. Storms, what used to be 100-year storms, are happening with more frequency, and 1,000-year events are happening with more frequency. So we need to make sure that all the retention is there so that those kind of storm events, which are happening more and more often, ask the people in Reynolds County, those don't affect our neighbors. We've all seen too many flooded streets, flooded bridges, washed out roads. So all the new development has to make sure that they're taking care of that.
Thank you. Now on to Richard Stumpy Durham.
We repeat it one more time.
Yes, sir. How should the county council prioritize investments in roads, infrastructure, and utilities to support future growth without placing unnecessary burdens on the taxpayers?
It's really simple. Highway 30, it's an artery. Another one of the arteries that we're completely missing is east to west. We can go north and south all day long, but not east and west. So if we want to bring more economic development to our community and infrastructure and those things, that's something that's not going to be done in my term or the next term or anybody's. That's going to be a multiple year progress and project. So bringing the infrastructure in and bringing it in right is what is going to help this community grow. We have the capability. We have too many vacancies and different things like that. So it's not necessarily that we need to have a lot of new buildings come in. We need to fill our vacancies, and we need to have our towns and our smaller sided communities grow back to how we used to be. So the infrastructure is where it comes from. And Highway 30 being the main artery, we need to get it safer so that everybody wants to come. We want to bring everybody from outside of our community into our community to show them how great Jefferson County really is. People travel out of our county too much to go to St. Louis County, St. Charles County, all over there. We don't want to be them, but we want people to come from there and come to my county, our county, and want them to stay and move this way. And that's how it's going to help us grow, and the infrastructure is what we need to bring it there.
Thank you guys for coming out today to debate. We will now have a 2-minute wrap-up, started with John Parker, ended by Richard Stumpy Durham.
All right, thank you. You know, I grew up in a small town, Cuba, Missouri. You've all gone through that on your way to a float trip. Wound up at St. Louis University, got my political science degree, and then off into the Air Force. 21 years in the Air Force really let me hone my management skills, dealing with people, dealing with problems, with a very big sense of urgency. I was started out in nuclear weapons, so the smallest mistakes had a huge critical impact. Got out, got my master's while I was in there in management, came back to the St. Louis area, wound up living in Des Peres. Volunteered, was on the Public Safety Commission for a while, on Planning and Zoning for a while, and then became an alderman for 10 and a half years. So I've got the education, the experience, and I'd like to bring that here. Changed minds, went back to school, became a teacher, and now I'm a special education teacher. Talk about communicating, and I'm not talking about the kids, I'm talking about parents and administrators. So I've got that skill set. So I'd like to bring that all to bear, and would look for your support on August the 4th. And it's not just about Stumpy and I. There are 4 important amendments out there, so everyone make sure you get out there and vote on August 4th.
First of all, I want to say thank you to the Young Republicans, the Republican Club, and Jeffco Patriots, and Tanglefoot for hosting this event. It's an amazing venue, and these are the things that we need in our community. First and foremost, a little about me. Raised here my entire life. I've bled Jefferson County. I've been here. I've been part of multiple groups. I've been on the Lions Club, the Elks. I've been part of Northwest Jefferson County Chamber of Commerce. We're in Eureka Chamber of Commerce. I've had multiple businesses in this county. And I've led many, many employees. And I've had very successful businesses. So in those dealings, that's what I feel like being on the county council is like running a business. And I run my businesses to make them equitable. We need to have the balanced budget. We need to listen to our constituents, our people in our communities, and understand what they need. Obviously, transparency is a huge thing. Everybody needs to know what's going on. I think one of the biggest things that people are afraid of, and we've seen it right here in Festus, is transparency. We need to make it so when planning and zoning does go up, it's not just a 4x8 sheet that says all these numbers on it that nobody knows what it is. Let's make it so everybody can understand what's going on in this county. And that's my biggest thing, and I appreciate everyone's vote on August 4th, and I'd love to see if you have any questions. I'm always available. Please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you guys again so much for coming out this evening. We will now start with Jefferson County Council, District 3. This one. As said before, we invited both candidates out to come and debate. Sadly, Lori Aarons could not make it today. So we will have Jonathan Sparks. Jonathan, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
For question number 1, if county revenues were to decline unexpectedly, how would you approach balancing the budget while minimizing the impact on residents?
When faced with a decline, one must tighten one's belt. That goes for county governments. That goes for families and living rooms. So you have to find a better option. You have to find another bucket. Where do we find that bucket? That's the big question. And you have to take a quantitative and qualitative approach in that respect. You have to size everything up, put it on a whiteboard, and things are going to get cut, unfortunately. But you have to prioritize the things that benefit the most amount of people. And I think that's the approach that should be taken if you have a revenue shortfall.
How can the county council strengthen coordination between county departments, municipalities, fire districts, EMS, and law enforcement to improve emergency preparedness and response?
I did search and rescue for the Coast Guard for many years. And to do that job, there are lots of resources that the Coast Guard uses, from helicopters, search and rescue vessels, individuals that work on, water patrols, things like that. The hardest thing that you have to do is try to coordinate different departments that have their own set of rules. If you're dealing with a local municipality that has their own watercraft, or their own ambulances, or their own fire trucks, and they have a set of rules that say we can go here, we can't go there, it starts to muddy the waters. Miscommunication happens. Departments don't know what their obligations are. So having clear, defined sets of orders of operations when it comes to those departments, and everyone being on the same page. When we talk in my line of work about disaster recovery, which is an IT term that we use, when departments are down, when there's a attack on the network, and we have to coordinate many people with many different specific disciplines, we have to have a playbook that is actually audited yearly so that we have the right people with the right information in the right place at the right time. Having that kind of playbook is key to making sure that there is a smooth operation during any of those evolutions.
When considering new residential or commercial development, what factors should weigh most heavily in your decision making? And how would you ensure growth benefits both current and future residents?
So you're looking at a lot of different moving pieces when you're talking about commercial, when you're talking about residential. Other pieces that you're talking about are the companies and or private individuals that come in to do those types of businesses or those types of residences. And then, of course, there's already development in the area that is competing for those resources, green spaces, things like that. So companies that come into the county already have a large investment to build. If they can't fill those places when they're built, they're probably not going to build here. Commercial spaces. We have a lot of commercial space in Jefferson County that I see every day that has been non-occupied for years at a time. And I think before new building gets started, we have to assess the things that we have already brick and mortar set up, right? When it comes to expansion of properties, whether it be apartments, whether it be condos, whether it be tiny home developments, I think there should be something in place that the county has a metric to show that, yes, that was built 2 years ago. Is it 50% occupied? Is it 90%? Is it over-occupied? Are there people on a waiting list? And weigh that against the new development that's coming in, and make sure that these things aren't just being built as some kind of corporate tax write-off, or they can't get the people in because of whatever reason, economic reasons, or if the shift goes back to people buying houses versus renting, being a housing market to buy versus a rent. So there's a lot of things that I think we could do better to assess things prior to those things being on planning and zoning or being implemented into the county.
Thank you.
You want mine?
Thank you again for coming out today. We appreciate it. We will now have you wrap up for 2 minutes.
So 2 minutes, it's almost like a stand-up comedy routine, right? Oh, my wife, right? 2 minutes. I've been on planning and zoning as your District 3 representative for over 3 years. I've seen a lot of things come and go, a lot of concerns and questions that people have. I think there's a lot of talk about transparency. And when I hear the word transparency, I almost also hear the word education, because there's a lot of misinformation that is given out. And it has nothing to do with transparency. It has everything to do with, no, you can't fire somebody who's been appointed on planning and zoning. They're not elected, okay? And I have to clear that up to people. So education and the process of what goes through for planning and zoning. I have many people, they didn't even understand that they couldn't speak at a council. They had to go to the planning and zoning meeting. And they're like, well, I was going to talk about this at the council meeting. I'm like, no, it's an up or down, yes or no, you're in favor or you're not in favor. Well, I didn't know that. So I think education in the county is key when it comes to those kind of things. So I've been doing that for a while. My background, like I said, I've done search and rescue for the Coast Guard. I was in logistics for UPS and for Home Depot for a long time. I have pay and personnel background. I've been in IT for 19 years with Mercy Hospital. Don't boo me, but I did help build our data center in Washington, Missouri. So I do know that what it takes to build even a small data center, those things translate into larger operations. There's those foundational rules. And I'm not going to tell people data centers are all rainbows and sunshine, okay? Because I've been boots on the ground and I've seen things go horribly wrong and we've had to correct them and it's cost a lot of money, okay? So I have, I think, an even keel and I have a skill set for these things that may or may not be coming into the county. And I think putting me in a position where my vote is not just a recommendation and I'm on that seat in the council and my yes and no vote actually counts for something would be good. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate it so much.
I appreciate you.
We will start the District 5 County Council debate at 2:30.
So these are Tanglefoot's microphones, but he did give me batteries, so we can try those out and see if that helps.
So you're part of the Young Republicans?
No, I was live stream STO, but I'm an old Republican.
You know that. You're going to speak.
I don't qualify for Young Republican.
I have kids. I keep thinking I'm trying to get my kids to do it, but I can't get them. One's going to school in Kentucky, the other one in Indiana, the other one in Illinois. And it's okay. They're going to be home for the summer.
Your Illinois one's not going to be a Republican by the time they leave.
Yes, she will. I guarantee you. Guarantee you. She's going to SIU. I am a little nervous about that. But my other kid, my oldest one, is going to law school. I'm kind of worried. Okay, is that they go in there and it's like the army where they deprogram your brain and build you up lopsided.
I'm going to ask for another set of batteries. Did they give you they gave you another set? Okay. Just to make sure. So I was like, So the ones in your hand are the bad ones? Yes. You want me to give you these in case we need to swap them out mid-speech? It's not
Wait, those are the good ones.
No, they're not.
No, those are the good ones.
No,
No, don't throw them away.
Are in here.
Save them for another 5 years. Put them in the new case, so you think that you have new ones. What's your name again?
I'm Michelle.
I'm John Lee. Good to see you. When you're which live stream? STL live stream.
Live stream STL.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to
We
get
do
that.
a lot of the sports around in the high school area. We
Okay.
also do Jefferson College, St. Louis Community College sports.
Yeah.
We just got Central.
Yeah, cool. I did some marketing with live stream for Best at School. It's been about a year and a half ago, give or take. And have wonderful results with my small business.
My husband back here, but we have a basketball game scheduled today. So
You're way cuter than he is. Don't tell him I said that. Anyway, well, cool. Yeah, I enjoyed the live stream. It seemed to be a good marketing point for my little insurance office. So, what do you think? We'll start. One will start. First question first. Second question. The other question. Go back to you. You want to answer all the questions? Sounds like a plan.
We also want to give a big thank you to Tanglefoot Dance Hall and Tom Vogel for hosting the event here today. Let's give them a round of applause. We will now start our Jefferson County Council District 5 debate. Again, we have invited all candidates, Republican candidates for this position. 3 did not show up. We had 2 show up. So we want to thank you guys again for coming out today.
I was going to say thank you for inviting, and thank you for all the different hosts of this event today.
Thank you for having us here. Okay, thank you for having us here today. Appreciate our host, Tom, as you just mentioned, and thanks to the Young Republicans. So, hey, knock it off. Okay, we're ready.
All right, so we will start with you, John Lee. First question, what principles should guide the county council when deciding between funding new initiatives and maintaining existing county services?
Well, something that's really, really important to me, and it might sound a little cliche, but I feel strongly about being elected by the people, for the people. And when it comes down to it, I think the people are the most important thing to me. And I think every decision I'm going to make is going to be based on the will of the people. Now, we have to look at, it's a balancing act. We have to look at the big picture. What's going to be the best thing for County Council District 5? What's going to be the best thing for the county? But ultimately, it's about the people.
And now on to you, Tony.
Well, I want to make sure that anything that comes before the council is definitely brought to the people first. I mean, that's all about transparency. We've heard about that, and that's something that I've done throughout my career. I do have experience with those issues, and I think when you do that and get the people involved, you end up with a better product at the end because they can provide their input and make sure that as we move forward, it's something that just doesn't benefit today or tomorrow, but for future generations in Jefferson County.
Tony, you will now start with this one. If you had to prioritize one investment to improve public safety over the next 4 years, what would it be and why?
Well, I would like to see, I know I've heard mentioned like emergency services, and we've seen the catastrophic flooding we've had just south of us, and it's, I think, important to make sure that all of those departments can communicate with each other in an effective way. That way, if we have some flooding emergency, or heaven forbid, we have an earthquake or something of that nature that requires all departments and all agencies to be able to communicate with each other, that we have that in place so that lives are saved and we can provide services and rescue services for the community.
Yeah, something comes to mind. We currently have Jefferson County Emergency Management Services. However, we have 17 police chiefs, 17 fire chiefs, 9 police chiefs. It seems like there's got to be a better way to bring everybody together somehow. I know the sheriff's office has a command central. When we have something emergency come up, like we've had come up in Reynolds County, I want Jefferson County to be well prepared. And I think we are, but I think we can do better. Maybe we can combine efforts and do pilots on this worst scenario or this worst scenario. So I'd like to do a little bit more to work with the different entities to try and combine efforts and make sure that we're prepared. We fall in the New Madrid fault line. We're a hop, skip, and a jump away from the city of St. Louis. We have defense mapping just north of town here. So there's lots of preparedness that I think we can improve on potentially.
Thank you. And again, John, you will now answer this question first. What does responsible growth mean to you? And how should the county council balance development with protecting the quality of life in existing communities?
You know, it's a balancing act. Responsible growth comes down to having a plan. And something I'm concerned about, we have planning and zoning. We're looking at the UDO development thing that we're working on right now. We're looking at all these different entities. You have the cities making plans. You have the county doing trying to restrict annexations. It seems like there has to be a better way to bring everybody together. It just seems like there's a lot of button heads. And right now the county council is discussing creating a border czar, for lack of better terms. And in our district, we have the municipalities. There's 4 municipalities, and to stop annexations on a county level might not be in the best interest of the citizens of County Council District 5. So working together. That's the bottom line. Working together, communication, things like that.
Well, I believe that we have to look at the master plan, and I know that the governor is getting close to helping us sign that as far as like boundary commissions. And I believe they're needed because if you're going to annex an area, you need to prove to the residents you're going to annex what services are you going to provide and what benefit will be of that annexation. And it all, again, boils down to transparency, getting people involved. I mean, that's how we better our community to make sure that moving forward, if we're going to annex a property, that we can have everyone involved in the process and make sure that sometimes people bring questions that we may miss on the council, and then we need to go back and make corrections so that every issue is addressed again, so that when we pass legislation on UDO, that we have everyone involved and all the issues can be brought forward and we pass better legislation, because again, it's not about being sloppy and how quickly can we get it done. It's going to be how effective we can be and how effective will that legislation be moving forward, so it will be something useful moving forward in the future. Because Jefferson County, once they get that Highway 55 done, it's going to be like gangbusters. People are going to want to come down here, and we have to be prepared for that.
Communication, communication, communication. The transparency thing's so important, especially for our district, it seems like.
Yes, so we will give you 2 minutes to go ahead and wrap up, John Lee.
Oh, okay. So many folks here I've spoken in front of, but I look at my professional background. I've been on the same job for 27 years. I have career stability. This is something I'm wanting to do. As my kids have gotten out of the house, I now have more time to dedicate to the community and serving our community and serving the constituents. I'm a lifetime 6th generation member of the community, graduate of Grandview High School, Jefferson College. I did get a degree in economics from Washington University while working out at the courthouse back in the 90s. And so we have the professional background, we have the educational background, and I think it's time to serve. I've served on school boards. I've served on the Hillsborough City Board of Aldermen while I lived in the city of Hillsborough. My kids are older now. They're all out of the house. I now have more time to serve the community, and I look forward to it.
Thank you. Now you, Tony.
Well, I moved to Jefferson County in 2019, and I always say that I'm the outsider because I didn't grow up here. And sometimes when you have that outside opinion, that may add something to the pot so that we can have a different perspective. With me being newer here, I can see things in a fresh and different perspective. A little bit about me: I've worked for Barnes Jewish Hospital for 40 years. The last 26 of those years, I've worked in the operating room as a surgical nurse. Some of my background, I was an alderman for the city of Green Park for 12 years. I was also under Planning and Zoning Commission for 10 years. And during that time, we had exponential growth in South County, and it was a very busy time. And I see that as potential and hopefully moving forward for Jefferson County. And if we can do that in a responsible way, I think we'll be very successful. I have had the ability to work with people that I've disagreed with so that we can, at the end, come out with a better outcome. A lot of the things that I worked on over my time in Green Park are still active today. And that's where I come in, bringing my experience to put that effective legislation moving forward, because you're going to have to work with the other council members in order to move things forward, and I believe I have that ability.
Thank you guys again so much for coming out today. We appreciate it, and the voters do too. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We will start the next debate at 2:57.
Leaving me lonely still. Did you ever read about a frog who dreamed of being a king and then became one? Well, except for the names and a few other changes, if you talk about me, the story's the same one. But I got an emptiness deep inside that I've tried, but it won't let me go. And I'm not a man who likes to swear, but I never cared for the sound of being alone. I am, I said, to no one there, and no one heard at all, not even the chair. I cried. I am, said I, and I am lost, and I can't even say why. I am, I said, I am, I cried.
Problem is all inside your head, she said to me. The answer is easy if you take it logically. I'd like to help you in your struggle to be free. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. She said it's really not my habit to intrude. Furthermore, I hope my meaning won't be lost or misconstrued. But I'll repeat myself. At the risk of being crude, there must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. You just slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free. Hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much. Just hop off the key, Lee, and get yourself free. Slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. You just listen to me. Hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much.
drop off the key, Lee, and get yourself free. She said, it grieves me so to see you in such pain. I wish there was something I could do to make you smile again. I said, I appreciate that. And would you please explain about the 50 ways? She said, why don't we both just sleep on it tonight? And I believe in the morning you'll begin to see the light. And then she kissed me, and I realized she probably was right. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. 50 ways to leave your lover. You just slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Just get yourself free. Or you hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key, Lee, and get yourself free. Slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. You don't need to be coy, Roy. You just listen to me. Hop on the bus, Gus. You don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key, Lee, and get yourself free. When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, 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 oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad. There's been mornings out on the road without you, without your charms. Oh, na 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 When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there in my city. Oh, oh, oh,
rich old man, and she won't have to worry. She'll dress up all in lace, go in style. Late at night, the big old house gets lonely. I guess every form of refuge has its price. And it breaks her heart to think her love is only given to a man with hands as cold as ice. So she tells him she must go out for the evening to comfort an old friend who's feeling down. But he knows where she's going as she's leaving. She is headed for the cheating side of town. You can't hide your lying eyes and your smile is a thin disguise. I thought by now you'd realize there ain't no way to hide your lying eyes. On the other side of town, a boy is waiting with fiery eyes and dreams no one could steal. She drives on through the night, anticipating, 'cause he makes her feel the way she used to feel. She rushes to his arms, they fall together. She whispers that it's only for a while. She swears that soon she'll be coming back forever. She pulls away, leaves him with a smile. You can't hide your lying eyes and your smile is a thin disguise. I thought by now you'd realize there ain't no way to hide your lying eyes. She gets up and pours herself a strong one and stares out at the stars up in the sky. Another night, it's gonna be a long one. She draws a shade and hangs her head to cry. She wonders how it ever got this crazy. She thinks about a boy she knew in school. Did she get tired or did she just get lazy? She's so far gone, she feels just like a fool. My oh my, you sure know how to arrange things. You set it up so well, so carefully. Ain't it funny how your new life didn't change things? You're still the same old girl you used to be. You can't hide your lying
We will now start the Jefferson County Council District 7 debate. As long as you hold the mic up. Like said before, we have invited both candidates to come out today. Candidate Bob Tolak has declined, so I will remain as your moderator for this debate. We have candidate Josh Williams. Thank you for coming.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
How would you evaluate whether taxpayer dollars are being spent efficiently, and what measures would you support to improve accountability and make transparency in our county and county spending?
Well, one of the definite ways to be a good judge of whether our taxpayers' dollars are being spent appropriately or not is if you live in the county and you're active in your district and you're out and about throughout your district, you could recognize bad spending. If we have things that are going on that are bad projects that really don't benefit that many people, wasteful spending, I mean, everybody sees it. As a councilman, as a representative, if people see things, they're going to say things. And if we're out in the community, we live in that community, we should be able to recognize those right away. But the other way is through audits of each department within the county, regular audits to make sure that they're spending their funds appropriately, and making sure that that there's not a lot of repetitive expenses that could be cut. There's probably a lot of different things that once they're really looked at, and you could find ways to save some money here and there.
What role should the county council play in ensuring law enforcement, fire districts, EMS, and emergency management have the resources they need while remaining fiscally responsible?
Well, Hunter, that's a very good question. And I grew up in emergency services in Jefferson County here. I was a volunteer firefighter for 8 years. I'm the current chairman of the board of directors for Big River Ambulance District. I've served on that board for 17 years, been the chairman for the last 12 years. So I'm very familiar with emergency services in Jefferson County. And the thing is, we have an emergency management, the EOC, the emergency management department within the county, and they work with each department. But the thing is, in Jefferson County, we have the county's in charge of probably budget-wise the sheriff's department, but we also have each district within the county is its own entity. Most of them have their own tax structure. They have their own property tax rate. Some of them have a sales tax in place. So you have a lot of different parts and pieces throughout the county. From the county standpoint and a councilman standpoint, we can make sure that we're helping, make the right spending with the emergency management and with the sheriff's department, and that we're exploring grant options and other ways to bring funds to those departments in those areas, without just depending on everything right off the backs of our taxpayers. Also, just making sure that that those departments are running efficiently. But as far as the council's control over individual fire and EMS across the county, those are kind of their own entities, but we can work together with them. And with my background in emergency services, I know almost every fire chief and administrator and EMS administrator throughout the county, and I think I could work very well with them. I think eventually we may have some departments merging together over time, and I think I could definitely help facilitate some of those things as they come up.
What strategies would you support to attract new businesses, expand employment opportunities, and strengthen Jefferson County's economy?
Well, it's no secret that the growth is coming to Jefferson County. Whether we like it or not, the growth is coming, and we need to make sure that we have the right people in place to manage that growth and help facilitate it. And as far as jobs go, the county council, I mean, you're representative of your district, but we can also look outside. I mean, I work in an industry where I'm all across the region every day. I work in a lot of different industries, whether it's industrial, manufacturing, schools, office buildings, things like that. And I talk to people every day that would love to make Jefferson County their home and for their business. And I think that there's a lot of missed opportunities out there. And I think with my network background and the folks I know and the way I'm able to talk to people, I think I could do a good job of bringing some good businesses in and getting some good job growth in Jefferson County and in District 7, because to nobody's surprise is the fact that we need good jobs here in Jefferson County, because I believe it's 60 to 70% of our residents, our working residents, are traveling outside of Jefferson County to work every day. We need those good jobs here in Jefferson County. And I just think I could do a good job with the rest of the council to work together to bring good, responsible growth, smart growth to Jefferson County, and stuff that makes sense for our communities. I mean, each community, each district is a little bit different. Our landscape's different. What the needs are in our districts are different. But I think I could work great together with the rest of the council to bring good, smart economic development to Jefferson County and jobs that make sense and benefit our constituents.
Thank you. You will now have 2 minutes to wrap up.
First of all, I'd love to thank the Jefferson County Republican Club, the Jefferson County Young Republicans, Tanglefoot, and anybody else that's been involved in the process of putting this debate together. I appreciate you guys for your time and your efforts. Again, I'm Josh Williams, running for County Council, District 7. I'm a third generation resident of Jefferson County and District 7. I'm a Christian, a husband, a father. I'm here to serve. I have a great background of serving in my community and being a servant, whether it was in my church groups. I was a volunteer coach for football and baseball across the county. I was a volunteer firefighter for 8 years. But I'm here to serve. I'm not here as a stepping stone to look for another full-time government job. I have a great career. I'm secure in the career I have, and I want to serve. And I have all the time I need to serve and be there for all the meetings, for county council, be there for my constituents, answer questions, answer calls, return emails. I'm here to serve. That's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much again for coming out to the debate tonight. We appreciate it. We will start the circuit clerk debate at 3:24 p.m. Guys, big shout out to Livestream STL for coming out and streaming the debate on their program. We thank you so much again.
Look at us, baby, up all night, tearing our love apart. Aren't we the same two people who lived through years of dark? Every time I try to walk away, something makes me turn around and stay. And I can't tell you why. When we get crazy, it just ain't right. Keep your head. Girl, I get lonely too. You don't have to worry, just hold on tight. Caught in your cause I love you. Nothing's wrong as far as I can see. We make it harder than it has to be. And I can't tell you why. No, baby, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why. Every time I try to walk away, something makes me turn around and stay. And I can't tell you why. No, baby, I can't tell you.
Before we move on to the county-wide races here in Jefferson County, we've had an influx of people join the room tonight, so we want to go over the rules one more time. Each candidate will receive 2 uninterrupted minutes to answer each question. All candidates seeking the same office will be asked the same questions. Candidates should answer the questions being asked and use their allotted time to explain their qualifications, priorities, and vision for the office. Please treat fellow candidates, moderators, and attendees with courtesy and professionalism. Personal attacks, inflammatory remarks, or commentary unrelated to the question being discussed are not permitted from candidates or spectators. There will be no public comment or public questions. We encourage spectators to ask questions to candidates during our breaks or after the debate. We will get started with a circuit clerk's debate in 5 minutes.
cut. What's that?
We will now start the circuit clerk debate. We have invited all three candidates for this position, and we have Joe Maddock and incumbent Mike Reuter. Thank you guys again for coming out tonight. We appreciate it. Mike, we will start with you. What steps would you take to improve the efficiency and timeliness of case processing while ensuring accuracy and maintaining public confidence in the court system?
Well, I've already done most of that. I've set standards. I've implemented them as policies. I do surveys across the state of Missouri with other circuit clerks. There are 114 of us all throughout the state of Missouri. We're in contact with each other every day of the week. Just in case if there's another problem or another issue that comes up, we're able to talk with people and bounce it off each other. I meet with the citizens on a daily basis. I work the front window. If you wanted to talk to me or anything like that, I'm right there. If any issues pop up, I'm right there on the job.
Same question. Wonderful. So what this really comes down to is communication, right? You have to be available to the people that depend on your office when they need you. One of the big components that I've spoken to a number of people, whether it's in the jailhouse, whether it's in the actual courthouse, the judges, the deputies, and the sheriff's department, and they say one of the biggest problems that they're running into is just a circuit clerk who is not available to them whenever they need something. Some of that comes along with what you would see in the Post-Dispatch a few years ago, where there were questions raised about how often the current circuit clerk is in the office. It's very simple. You have to be there. You have to be there on a regular basis, and you have to be available to the people whenever they need you. That's one of the biggest things that I would point out is day one, you have to be there for the people. Secondly, what is going on with the actual process, right? Coming from the business world, one of the questions that I asked one of these individuals when I spoke to was, what does perfection look like? Now, obviously in a courthouse, you cannot have perfection. There are too many steps along the way. It's impossible to say, hey, everything's going to happen instantaneously. But what would it look like if it could? So from there, we break down and we say, step by step, this has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen. Now, this individual that I spoke to said, we've never looked at it that way. So these are things discussions that I'm having before I'm even in office, that they're ways that they have not thought about in the past. So those are the first things that I would do to look at, to say, this is how we're going to build the efficiencies, and this is how we're going to improve upon the process.
Thank you, and you will start with the next question. Technology continues to change how public offices operate. What opportunities do you see to modernize the circuit clerk's office while protecting sensitive records and improving accessibility for court users?
Now, people don't quite think about the second and third aspect of that question that you just mentioned. There are some statutory regulations on what type of technology that you can have. It's not like we can just go start using Google or start using Facebook for our communications. We can't do it that way. But the fact of the matter is, the way that the current system is set up, it's an antiquated system. First of all, we're using emails. Wonderful. But there are so many human mistakes that can happen whenever you're just using an email system. You have 2 or 3 other forms of technology there, and none of them are communicating with each other. Now, when that happens, you may put the information that's necessary into one piece of technology. If you do it wrong on the second piece of technology, you have to start all over again. And from my understanding, this happens on a regular basis. So if you have somebody who is going through a probate situation, if you have someone who's actively trying to get out of jail because their paperwork has been processed by a judge, if you have something as simple as a typo on the name, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the intent is whenever we're talking about processing legal paperwork. So all this has to be documented quickly and accurately. Every opportunity that you have for a mistake needs to be double checked, and utilizing the right technology is a great step forward on that.
And now Mike.
Okay. So when it comes to technology and stuff like that, the circuit clerk doesn't have any control over that. That's through OSCO. They're the ones that handle all of the technology and informational stuff in regards to the judiciary. Thanks for the hint. So when it comes down to using different technologies and stuff, we actually have used different technologies. During COVID, we were the only circuit that never stopped. We were continuously going, just for the fact that we had seen different things occurring, and that we took steps to ensure that we didn't close, and that we maintained that continued service for the people. And that entailed just, Google's texting. It allowed people to show up to the courthouse, let us know that they're there using this service. We were able to keep people coming and going out of the courthouse through that service. I saw this coming down the road at us, so what we did is we set up the ability to work from home. We got with OSCO, we're like, hey, this is what we're having. We need to be able to have people that can work from home. We never stopped. We were processing from day one all the way through. We set the standard for the state of Missouri. We showed them that, hey, this is how the courts can move forward, and that process was mimicked all throughout the state of Missouri. All 46 different circuits utilized our system the way we worked. We're setting the standard even to today. We're actually going national on some of our processes and procedures, especially when things happen that shut down courthouses. We have the ability to continue past that and move by that. Staff being trained and kept up to date on processes and procedures, making sure that new people that are coming in know the different ways to handle these processes and procedures.
Thank you. You will now start with the third question. The Circuit Clerk's Office serves attorneys, judges, law enforcement, and members of public every day. How would you foster a culture of professionalism, responsiveness, and excellent customer service within the office?
I meet with the sheriff's office on a daily basis. I speak with deputies consistently, staff with the jail. Speak with them guys almost on a daily basis as well. Judges, same thing. I have judges that come to my office. I go to their office. We communicate pretty thoroughly. There's not a day that I'm not speaking to one of them or multiple ones. Our lack of communication would go towards the county. County is kind of a separate entity than what we are. We're the state of Missouri. We handle everything state. We handle all those processes and procedures through the state of Missouri. When it comes to our courthouse, that is a county issue. That is a county problem. We're a renter. We sit there. We have to take what we're given and work with it. And I think that we do a really good job with it.
This question is one of the most difficult things for me to answer as a candidate, because I don't want to come across as being somebody who's talking negatively about someone else. But consistently, as I've spoken to people all across the county, those exact people that you mentioned, Hunter, they have said that the culture is the thing that is being harmed so much right now. What I'm hearing is we do have a toxic culture that is starting to show up inside the circuit clerk's office. And a lot of it comes down to just, again, the availability and the consistency of communication from the leadership there. I've said it numerous times. We have a lot of really, really great people in that circuit clerk's office. But at a certain point, if you don't have your leader, your boss, showing up day in and day out, working shoulder to shoulder, going into battle with you every single day, it's really difficult to keep in that fight. That is absolutely the easiest thing that I've noticed we could solve in all of these conversations. I was asked a similar question in another interview, and it broke down each one of those individually. The answer is the same. It's just be there. Be there consistently. Be able to answer questions. Hey, day one, I'm not going to have the answer. Whereas an incumbent's going to have the answer. They're going to know exactly where to go. But let me tell you, I'm going to get you that answer. I'm going to tell you, I'll be right back with that. I know exactly who I'm going to go to talk to. That is not happening right now consistently, according to the people that I've spoken to inside of Hillsborough and inside that courthouse. So it absolutely has to happen with the attorneys. There needs to be a consistent form of communication. Otherwise, your culture is just going to go downhill.
Thank you. And you will start with the answering of the last question. If elected, how would you balance implementing new technology and improving office efficiency while ensuring employees are properly trained and taxpayers receive good value for their investment?
This is one that I would say I am uniquely prepared for. As a business owner over the course of the last decade plus now, holy cow, over a decade plus of business ownership with numerous employees, new processes roll out, and that's been all throughout the time of technology really ramping up. Now we have the advent of AI. You did have the COVID situation, but you do have to be in front of these things the entire way and be communicating with each person in that system. Now, Mike obviously mentioned earlier that we don't have full control over all of the technology, right? We can't just change something that the state doesn't allow us to change. But that doesn't mean that we can't get proper training. That doesn't mean that we can't change in the areas that the state does allow us to. And it's the simple communication pieces again. We all have cell phones. We all run around with these things in our pockets. It's not that difficult to answer a text message, answer a phone call, and make sure that that communication line is staying open. Rolling out technology training, again, this is something that you do whenever you're a business owner. This is something that all of us do in our day-to-day lives. You have to train the people on how to do the task before the issues come up. So how are we going to identify the most likely uh-oh moment, as a mentor of mine used to say? We don't want uh-oh moments. We want aha moments, which means I don't want to have an, oh no, I never thought this was going to be an issue. I want to analyze each aspect of this, know what the likely problem is going to be. Then whenever that problem shows up, we go, aha, we already talked about this. We know what the solution is before we even begin.
Thank you. Now, Mike.
These are all things that we're presently already doing. We're not going to reinvent the wheel here. Our circuit's been named one of the top circuits over the last 2 years. We're looking at it again for next year. We're talking about 100% processing procedures and our technique on how we're training our staff. Our staff are being sought after by the state to go out and teach other circuits how to do the job. So my staff are one of the top leading circuits in this state. I would stand them up against anybody. We do consistently, we do cross-training on staff. If there is a training out there that staff want to go to outside of the state, we also send them to that training. Communication is correct. You got to keep good communication. That's why we do so well, because we're able to communicate. I'm able to communicate to my staff. My staff's able to communicate with me. I'm able to communicate with anybody in the state. I deal with FBI agents. I deal with county clerks. I deal with city clerks. The collapse of multiple municipalities throughout the state, or throughout the county, we're handling 5 additional munis where we're actually doing all of their work on top of what we've got. We haven't gotten new staff. We've handled that. during COVID, we lost a staff member. She passed away. That was very, very hard to get through when you got to consult staff. You have to console them as well. You know, hey, you know, you got to recognize the problem, the issues, and then you got to address them. We moved right through that smoothly. Got with staff, we worked the issue, moved right on through them. So I would stand my office up against anybody, even myself. I'd stand up against any circuit clerk in the state of Missouri.
Thank you, and we will now have you have a 3-minute wrap-up time.
Wow, that's a lot of time. My name is Mike Reuter. I am the President Circuit Clerk of Jefferson County. I ask for your vote on August 4th. I want to thank the Republican Club for putting this on, young Republicans as well, and Tanglefoot for hosting this for us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Now, Joe, you have 3 minutes to wrap up.
Thank you. Yes, as Mike said, I think you know, I am the president of the Jefferson County Republican Club. Knowing that I was going to be actively participating in this debate, I did not handle much of anything. So I want to thank everybody from the executive committee to Tommy over here, the owner at Tanglefoot, and then all the other members of the club who helped put this event on. You know, thank you for being understanding that I didn't want to have too much control over this event itself. And you did a wonderful job, by the way. Again, my name is Joe Maddock, and I am running to be your new circuit clerk. The impetus behind this was not because I was really excited about stopping the day-to-day business that I was doing. You know, I have a growing business. It wasn't that I was tired of this business and I want to get involved in politics. The real reason is that a number of people approached me and said, we need to find a new solution in this office. We have wonderful, great people, award-winning people that are in that staff, but unfortunately they are not getting the leadership that they deserve. So when I was approached about that, I had a conversation with a number of different people and found that the finger always kept on getting pointed back at me as somebody who would be capable and available to run for your circuit clerk. And after much deliberation and discussion with my wife, of course, we decided to jump into this. And it's been a wonderful experience. The conversations that I've had with people, there's a lot of excitement around what the circuit clerk's office could be, just because of how great it has been operating with the leadership that we currently have. So I'm looking forward to day one, getting out there, beginning to fix the issues in the culture that we're starting to see. Be there for the people in that clerk's office, be there for the residents of Jefferson County, and restore integrity and rebuild the trust. Thank you.
Again, thank you guys again so much for coming out tonight. We appreciate it, and so do the voters. Thank you, guys. We will be starting the county clerk's race at 3:51. Thank you.
I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Again, we want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. We also want to give a big shout out to Tanglefoot Dance Hall and Tom Vogel. Again, he's did amazing for us, so thank you so much. Guys, we do have the bar open. Make sure you guys go get yourself a drink. The kitchen's open, and man, they got some good food over here. Make sure you guys get yourself some food as well. Thank you. Again, we want to thank everyone for coming out. We also want to give a big thank you to Livestream STL for coming to stream this debate. Again, thank you, Livestream STL. We're going to go over the rules one more time before we get started with the county clerk's race. Each candidate will receive 2 uninterrupted minutes to answer each question. All candidates seeking the same office will be asked the same questions. Candidates should answer the questions being asked and use their allotted time to explain their qualifications, priorities, and vision for the office. Please treat fellow candidates, moderators, and attendees with courtesy and professionalism. Personal attacks, inflammatory remarks, or commentary unrelated to the question being discussed are not permitted from candidates or spectators. There will be no public comment or public questions. We encourage spectators to ask questions to candidates and during our breaks or after the debate. We will now get started with our county clerk's race. We have invited all 3 candidates, and all 3 candidates are here. Like I've told all of you guys, start here, go down, he'll answer, start the second question, we'll go back down, go start the third question. Then we'll go him. You guys are going to have to probably share mics because we only have 2 up there. Sound good? Steve, we're going to start with you on the first question. Public confidence in elections is essential. What steps would you take to strengthen trust in Jefferson County's elections while ensuring they remain secure, accurate, and transparent?
Sorry about that. The number one thing that I'm going to do is, and the number one reason I'm running for this office is because my opponents advertised they would switch the county to Han County. And I think that is a risky proposition, and that's something that we've never experimented before in these elections. So I think keeping it status quo, trusting the professionalism of that office and how it's been run for the last 8 years under Kenny Waller, and under Jeannie Goff. That's what I plan to do.
And now Jackie.
Is this okay? All right. So thank you all for having us. This is really great for the voters. And this is one of the first steps that you take in order to restore trust in confidence to the voters of Jefferson County, is you have candidates that are willing to come out, share their views, their policies, their visions for office, and truly let the voters make their decision as an educated voter. That is step number one. Two, we need to, whichever one of us ends up in office, make sure that we are out in front of the public, teaching them, educating them, telling them what our processes are. I have been door knocking for months now, and the one thing that I have learned is that the public does not understand, beyond going to the poll, filling out their ballot, and sticking it in a tabulator box, what happens. That has to change. So we need to really be educating the public what the current processes are and really get them engaged into it, so that way they can, again, have confidence and have trust in the process that everything here in Jefferson County is secure, things are accurate, and everything is fair.
Yeah, thanks for having us this afternoon. My biggest thing is we want to have the most secure elections we can have. That's the biggest issue that everyone talks to me about. We're talking about hand counting and ballot scanners and all that. The idea of hand counting is nice because you have Democrats on one side, Republicans on the other. Everyone can see it. There's no dispute about what the ballot says. The problem is we don't have the manpower to do that. I'm estimating myself it's probably going to take around 3,000 judges to do that. Right now we've got a little over 900, so we just don't have enough judges to do that. The thing about the ballot scanners is you put your ballot in there, you get a green light. That's all you get. You don't know exactly what that machine's doing behind the scenes. I think our elections here are fair, but we've seen it in other states where they're not. You know, they manipulate the machines, they change the algorithms, and you get different numbers. So I would have preferred to use hand counting, but it also have to recognize it takes a lot of people to do that. You need a lot of space to do that, and a lot of time. And you know, the combination is just not there right now. So we're just going to have to do what we have, work with what we have, and just make sure we have honest people running them.
Thank you. And again, Brent, you will start with the second question. How would you communicate with voters before, during, and after elections to promote transparency and help address misinformation or concerns about the election process?
You know, something I've been wanting to do is see if we could do like a video and basically walk through the whole process from the time you vote, put it in the ballot scanner, upload to the transport media, all the way back to the clerk's office, and just basically show the whole process. There's a lot of people that don't know exactly how it works. They don't know about the flash drives and all that. I think we could do a video. We have to be careful what's made public, but you know, people need to see the whole process so they understand how it works and where our vulnerabilities are with technology.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes,
I know
of
there was
course.
multiple parts.
How would you communicate with voters before, during, and after elections to promote transparency and help address misinformation or concerns about the election process?
Absolutely. So before the elections, we could be having town halls. Again, education, the most transparent that we can have to the public. So whether that is town halls, again, addressing how the elections run from beginning to end, even after the TM sticks and things like that are being brought back to Hillsborough, all the way through the verification board that happens a couple days later. You were never over-educating the public when it comes to how their votes and their elections are run. During the process, if there are any issues or nefarious things that come up, we have social media, we have the Leader newspaper, we have news channels, we have outlets that we can in real time be engaging the voters and letting them know what is happening, and just being open and honest with them. At the end of the day, we are human. We can all make mistakes, but we need to be accountable to those mistakes and tell people what the solutions are and how they're going to be fixed. As far as after the elections are concerned, that is when you have the time with the staff to train, to come up with new policies if need be, do extra training with the judges. Before every election, we are all trained as judges. Most of it's reminders if we've worked multiple elections. But again, if anything has changed at the state level, we are educating those judges and the supervisors on what that process is, so that way they can help bring that to the public as well at the polls.
So we all grew up on that little cartoon, I'm Just a Bill. And I think we have the technology available. Put these educational videos up on our website. Educate the public as to our process for securing elections and just when elections are held and how that works. Right now we have open primaries. A lot of people don't understand that they have to pick Republican or Democrat in an election, in a primary election. And so education through our website, I think, is easily available.
Thank you. And now, Jackie, you will start with question number 3. We will go to Steve, and then Brent, you will finish up. What opportunities do you see to modernize the county clerk's office through technology while protecting sensitive information and making services more efficient and accessible?
So we are in the 21st century, so modernization is important. We do the verification board in the county council chamber room. First level of modernization I would like to see is to live stream that hand counting. We can turn the camera over to the audience side. It's more of a broad view of the room. There's not a zoom in capability from the camera, so I work in healthcare. HIPAA is very important as far as not oversharing information. So I think that would be secure enough, but it would be putting people's minds at ease as far as what is happening during the verification and the official certifying of the vote. Other things that we can do, again, is to continue to utilize the resources that we have, whether that's Facebook, maybe even starting Instagram accounts, things like that the younger generations utilize to bring that information, the reminder dates of when voting is, reminders of when to register. It's not so much modernization by technology, but we can even go so far as to be going out to the schools on registration days, senior nights when the colleges are there, making sure our 17-and-a-half-year-old juniors and seniors are getting registered, making sure that those families that are coming into the districts are updating their registrations. All of that can be happening in real time while they're already there handling their other business.
Hunter, you said it within your question. We need to modernize the office. We need to use the technology we have, and that means staying with the electronic tabulators that are a proven system for counting the ballots in a timely and efficient manner. And that's the difference between me and my opponents is I will stay with that system. I'm not going to experiment with our elections in this process. That's really it.
Yeah, I've made it very clear that we're going to use the ballot tabulators. I don't know why you keep saying that, but the bottom line is we have to have honest people running our elections. We cannot have people of poor integrity in charge of our elections. That's the number one problem everyone talks to me about. They're very concerned about the future of our elections. We could lose everything in one election. That clerk's office runs every election in the county. It's the judges, the county council, everything. And if it's compromised, we will have a lot of compromised people in this county. We cannot have dishonest people running our election. As far as the modernization goes, we have to be careful about that. I'm not opposed to cameras in the office, but we don't want cameras micromanaging everything either. And also with the issues with AI, taking video and modifying it, making it look like you slipped something underneath your pocket or whatever, we have to be careful with that too. A good camera that shows we're not pulling ballots out from under a desk or anything like that is fine, but I'd still be careful about how I proceed with that.
Thank you. And now we will go on to the 4th question where we go back to Steve with starting. The county clerk's office interacts with voters, candidates, businesses, and residents throughout the year. How would you ensure the office provides timely, professional, and courteous service to everyone it serves?
Well, we have a great staff right now, and I've got 25 years experience running campaigns all over the state, working with teams in different campaigns all over the state, and that's my skill set, that's my experience. And so I'm going to go into that office not trying to radically change anything, but try and work with the team that I have in place with their experience and best serve the office.
So customer service is very important, and it is key to any business, any office. Where I come in with the professionalism level is over 20 years in the healthcare field, running teams, managing teams all over the world, actually. And So you learn to work with the mix of personalities. You could go in thinking your day is going to look one way, and there's fires that you have to put out and things like that. But you always do it with integrity and respect, no matter who it is that you're dealing with, because the public deserves nothing less. We are there to serve the people. And Steve is correct. There is 10 amazing people that work right now in that office, and they run it like a well-oiled machine. So we will continue to use those folks and improve anywhere that we can, because first and foremost, we all have to have that working relationship with the staff, and then the staff has to have a good working relationship with us. And that is going to have to be key number one, because this is the first time, I believe, in history that we're going to start fresh with a new county clerk, no matter who it is, that has not been in the office. So I really hope that the staff is looking forward to this, and we can handle everything smoothly.
I haven't heard of any issues with customer service in that office. I mean, I have no complaints about any of the ladies that work there and the one gentleman that works there. I have no reason to assume there's any problems there. No one's brought it up to me. Like I said, the biggest issues that people are bringing up to me are election security, not what's going on in the office. We're talking about technology earlier. You know, I've said that we can use the ballot scanners. They're not connected to the internet. My opponent over there is promoting a Vote Anywhere machine. Well, the Vote Anywhere machines connect to the internet. That's how they work. So we're not going to do that, and we're going to keep using the ballot scanners we have, just for the record.
Perfect. And now that we've got through all the questions, each candidate will have a 2-minute wrap-up. We'll start with Brent, go to Jackie, and end with Steve.
Yeah, my name is Brent Myers. For those of you that don't know me, I've been a lifelong resident of Jefferson County, 46 years old. Basically, my whole reason for getting involved in this is I want to make sure we have fair, honest elections. I've never felt my vote didn't count here, but like I said, that can change really quick. And if we have the wrong person in office, a lot of bad things could happen fast. So I just want to make sure we have the most secure elections possible. We'll continue using the ballot scanners. It takes a lot more manpower to do hand counting, and we just don't have it. We don't have the space. So I've asked for everyone's support on August 4th.
And again, I would like to thank the different clubs. I would like to thank Tanglefoot and Mr. Vogel for having us this evening to do this. My name is Jacqueline Reibold, and I am asking for your support and your vote on August 4th. I'm me. I don't come with any hidden agendas, no politics, anything like that. I just want to go in there and run the office honestly for the people. And I believe that this is the next step after being the supervisor judge and being on the verification board for the last 4 years. So again, just want to do what's right for the community that I was raised in. You can find more information on me at my website at www.jacquelineforjeffco.com. And there are plenty of bios and different videos that I've done on my campaign page on Facebook, which is also Jacqueline for Jeffco if you would like to learn more. Thank you again.
My name is Steve Whiter, and I've got 25 years experience running professional experience running campaigns. I think that makes me the best qualified candidate to transition this office. Unlike what my opponent said, I'm not looking to expand anything to internet hooked up tabulators. I don't know where that came from, but I do think we need to stay away from the experiment of hand counting. We need to stay with the electronic tabulators that are not hooked up to the internet, and we can do more if we do things like voting centers instead of polling places that give access to people no matter where they are in the process of their day. They can reach into that, go into that voting center and vote.
Again, thank you guys so much for coming out today. We truly appreciate it, and so do the voters. Thank you guys again. We will start the county executive debate at 4:18 p.m. like we said before, we encourage the voters to go around and ask these candidates questions, like we said in the rules. Get to know your candidate a little bit more. We're nearing the election, and make sure you get out and ask the right questions if you didn't get clarified here at the debate. Thank you, guys.
Relax, baby, control that. Kick off your shoes and sit right down. Loosen up that pretty French gown. Let me pour you a good long drink. Move back. Just let your inhibitions run wild. The secret is about to unfold. Upstairs before the night's too old. Tonight's the night. It's gonna be alright. 'Cause I love you, girl. Ain't nobody gonna stop us now.
J'ai peu peur. Oh mon Dieu, qu'est-ce qu'il va dire maman? Mon amour, viens plus près, embrasse-moi. Oh, je t'adore beaucoup. Cette nuit est la nuit. Oh, oui, cette nuit est la nuit. Oh, je t'aime, je t'aime, je t'aime. Oui,
I'm like a squid, Billy boy, get the truck. You are a square little nigga, I swear I ain't teaching you shit. I am not Mrs. Puff. Bars in like, yo, this is tough. How can you do this from dawn to dusk? In the jail, I spaz and beat a nigga ass to the police rush like, boy, it's enough. Why didn't you avoid this for us? I got that in me to not give a fuck. I got that in me to rule the world, the earth, the core, the mental, the crust. But humanity way too corrupt. This is what makes it take it rough. I got on this shit and I like this beat, cause this bitch turn my brains to touch. I'm like a zombie whenever I run into yo bitch, I need brain and guts. I'm in this bitch trying to outwit the devil, a nigga, and this shit dangerous. I told my shooter bitch, you like a tranny, cause I know that motherfucking thing is tough. Hey, whoa! Go get my shooter. I'm like a little kid, go get my scooter. I'm like a grandma, go get my ruler. I get the moolah and put that shit on your medulla, and you gon' want peace like Buddha. TK, I am the ruler. Fuck, nigga, shut up and do something. Go get my gunner. He tried to get away, we got a runner. Thought he was on that, over the bummer. We'll get you gone, Hunter, Hunter. Whip out.
It's late in the evening. She's wondering what clothes to wear. She'll put on her makeup, brushes her long blonde hair, and then she'll ask me to my little and I'll say yes. You look wonderful We'll go to a party, and everyone turns to see.
Myself.
Walking around and then she'll ask me, do you feel
It's awesome, like not facing the crowd and talking.
I'll say yes.
Love it. You can't see the jeers and the smiles and the laughs.
We will now start our county executive debate. Like I've said before, we have invited all candidates out to this event tonight. We did not have, or we had decline from John Stockton, who's a candidate for county executive, but we do have Tim Whitney here. Thank you for showing up tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Looking ahead 10 to 20 years, what is your vision for Jefferson County, and what would be your top priorities during your first term to begin achieving that vision?
You know, I think Jefferson County is in a unique position because most of the growth in the St. Louis region has really moved out west into St. Charles County. We've seen a little pressure moving up north into Lincoln County, some into Franklin. But that pressure to grow is really going to start moving southward into Jefferson County. And I tell you that because of that pressure that we've never felt before, it's going to be stronger. The challenge is going to be, how do we grow? How do we grow as a community? How do we develop as a community? And I think that's going to be critical in these next years. And it's not growth that is bad. It is poorly planned growth that is bad. And so when I talk about poorly planned growth, what I'm talking about is if we allow our growth to get further than our infrastructure. So if your highways are your most visible side of infrastructure, but we've seen with the heavy rains today, the importance of stormwater and those things. So the importance of having planned, responsible growth is going to be incredibly important in these next years, because the decisions we make on growth today and next year and the year after are not only just going to impact everybody in this room, everybody that's watching, they're truly going to impact us for generations. And so we have to get it right. So that's got to be a priority. And tying into that is infrastructure, right? If you go through Jefferson County, we're blessed to have incredible north-south infrastructure. We have Highway 55 that connects Festus to Arnold. We have DeSoto to Hillsborough that's connected via 21, and Cedar Hill to High Ridge that are certainly connected. And we're able to travel those corridors really well. The challenge is, how do we get from Cedar Hill to Arnold? How do we get to High Ridge to Festus? Those are our challenges. So we're going to have to work to get east-west corridor and transportation improved. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that the county executive can wave a magic wand and make that happen, because we're talking state infrastructure and we're talking significant dollars. But what we can do in this first term is work hard with our partners in the state level to get the conversation started, to work with other elected leaders, and ultimately work on securing funding to improve that.
The county executive must work with the county council, elected officials, municipalities, businesses, and community organizations. How would you build consensus while still moving the county forward when disagreements arise?
I love it, and great question, because relationship building and the ability to get things done hinges on our ability to communicate and get along with people. I've been blessed. In the last 24 years as undersheriff, I've had the opportunity to build relationships with so many elected people. Our county council, I have great relationships amongst them, our current county executive, our municipal leaders, first responders. So I've worked really hard in my career in over 24 years of building those relationships, so I understand the importance of it. But we also have to be realistic to the second part of that question, and that is, how do we deal with disagreements? Because disagreements are always going to happen. No two people are always going to get along, and no 8 people on the county level, when you talk about the county council and the county executive, are always going to have the same ideas and get along. It's how you manage those that's important. And I think that starts with leadership, right? That's where leadership really matters from the executive position, and building those relationships, understanding when disagreements happen, how do we work through them? Because at the end of the day, all of us are smarter than any one of us. And we have to recognize that. And with that recognition, we have to recognize the importance of building those relationships, maintaining those relationships, and working through conflict, because it's going to happen. It's part of it. But together, we're much better than any one of us.
As the chief executive of the county, how would you approach developing a budget that balances fiscal responsibility, taxpayer value, and the need to invest in Jefferson County's future?
So this is a great question for me. My current role as Chief Financial Officer at the Sheriff's Office means I'm responsible for our current budget today. So I manage about $33 million annually. I've managed hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of my career. And so the things you're talking about are very real to me. I have to forecast revenues. I have to forecast costs, work on payrolls. I have to understand that incremental changes mean big changes in the future, and understand that the decisions we make with today's budget impacts future budgets and the importance of that. So the value behind that is really understanding the challenges that come with it. If you move the needle a little bit on salaries you are moving the needle big for future budgets. And so you have to work towards efficiencies, you have to work towards cost savings, and then I really pride myself in working towards building reserves, because cash reserves mean more than having money in a savings account. It means you have an opportunity for future matching grants. It means you have opportunities for future infrastructure improvements like highways, in which you can meet MoDOT in the middle. And most importantly, it means that government can withstand the challenges that come with a natural disaster. We hope we don't have one, but if we have one, we have to have the cash resources to do it. So my experience has lent me with a great opportunity to not just tell you these things, but to actually show you this is what I've done. And look no further than the sheriff's budget for the last 9 years that I have been the architect of it for what we can do.
The county executive oversees numerous county departments. What leadership principles would you use to evaluate department performance, improve accountability, and ensure residents receive high-quality services?
Well, that really comes down to leadership. It's a leadership question, right? When we think about elected people, we always think about the management, especially when we talk about an executive level position, right? We think about the management of the day-to-day, but it's really a leadership position too. Not only are you a leader in the community, but you have to be a leader in the office. You have to be a leader to all the department heads. And the county executive, by leading by example, by communicating effectively with your leaders, sets the tone for the whole organization. That sets the culture. And an organization's culture is something that is really hard to define, but we all know it when we experience it, right? On many different levels. So for me, what I've learned, I've had the opportunity to lead significant divisions across the sheriff's office, whether I was leading a SWAT team, whether I was leading a jail, or I'm leading the organization at large, which is around 250 people. I've learned the importance of setting the standard. It starts with accountability. You hold your people accountable. You set the expectations. But when you set expectations, you just don't set expectations for your team. You set expectations for yourself that are even higher at times. And then you lead by example. It's really important for your people that they understand where you want to take things, where you're going. They understand the culture of things, and then you empower them to make decisions. And that's really tough to do as a leader sometimes, because when you empower your leaders, sometimes they may make a decision that you wouldn't have made, but that's where opportunity to grow and learn comes from. And when you do those things, you build organizations that aren't just good today, but they are good for the future because you've built future leaders. So for me, it's about teaching, it's about guiding, holding people accountable, and building departments and leadership in those departments that outlast anything I'm ever able to do as county executive.
County executives often face difficult decisions involving limited resources, competing priorities, and public scrutiny. Can you describe your leadership style and how it would guide your decision-making during challenging situations?
I've been blessed in this, right? Coming through my career, I've led SWAT teams, I've led narcotics units, and I tell you that not because that directly correlates with a county executive position, but in those roles, I had to lead quite literally when bullets are flying at times, and when critical decisions are being made that impact people's lives, and they can impact our community at large. So I've led in those situations, and I've also led in an administrative role in which I'm balancing budgets, when I'm managing large workforces. So you have to be a blend of everything. In an emergency, you have to know when to be an autocratic leader. You know when to lead by example. And when there's times there aren't emergencies, that's when you learn to lead from behind. That's when you're guiding, you're teaching, the things that we just talked about in terms of leadership. You're doing those things in those moments. So I always shudder when somebody asks me what my leadership style is, because the truth is it has to be a combination of a whole lot of things. And again, my career has been a blessing to me, because I've had to not only say those things, I've had to prove to be a leader in all those different situations.
Yes, thank you so much again for coming out for the debate for county executive. Tim Whitney, we thank you so much. You have 3 minutes to wrap up.
Yeah, first and foremost, I know I'm the last candidate of the night, so I want to thank everybody for putting this together. I want to thank Mr. Vogel and the staff here for being so good to everybody. So thank you guys. If it doesn't come through in what I say when I'm answering questions sometimes, I do have a love for this community. I have a love for this county. This place means something to me. Now, I've learned over the last 2 years of campaigning that when you say you love your county or you love your community, you're a politician, so that's taken with a sense of skepticism. And us politicians have earned that, right? But I do love this community, and I love this county, and I want to see the best things for this community. So when we talk about our future, we talk about our growth, we talk about leading, management, organization, budgets, all the things that happen, all those things are things I want to do because I do care about this county. I care about the future. Selfishly, I'm raising a 16-year-old and 13-year-old in this community, and I hope to build a great future that means they want to live here forever and they want to raise their own families here. So I'm incredibly excited to run for this office, incredibly blessed to be able to do so. And so, again, I want to thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you, Tim Whitney, for County Executive. That will conclude today's debate. I want to thank everyone who came out tonight. I want to thank Tom Vogel again and Tanglefoot Dance Hall for putting this on. I also want to thank the Jefferson County Republican Club and Aliana Good, who's put in long hours putting this together. Round of applause for Aliana, please. Again, we want to also thank Livestream STL. They have streamed this event on our Facebook page, so make sure you go check it out. Check out Livestream STL. We want to thank them again. Thank you guys, and you guys all have a safe night. Thank you.